It's been over a decade since the fairy type arrived and changed the Pokémon world forever. It toppled the most powerful monsters and flipped the entire game on its head. But what if it happened again? What if, after 10 years of waiting, the next new type was right around the corner? With Pokémon Winds and Waves on the horizon, the community is buzzing. Now, to be perfectly clear, Game Freak has not announced any new types, but that has never stopped us from dreaming. The introduction of the fairy type was one of the most exciting shakeups the franchise had ever seen, nerfing dragons, making old Pokémon relevant again, and completely rewriting the rules of battle. But since then, it's been quiet. A little too quiet. So today, we're asking, what if they did it again? We're diving deep into the most popular, most debated, and most wanted fan-made types out there. We'll break down how they'd work, what their matchups would be, and most importantly, which of your favorite Pokémon would get a massive, game-breaking overhaul. Before we jump in, make sure you're subscribed because we're about to explore some theories that could define the future of Pokémon. First up is the one that just makes sense, the sound type. This is by far one of the most requested and logical additions because the groundwork is already there. We have dozens of sound-based moves like Hyper Voice, Boom Burst, and Screech that are all awkwardly shoved into the normal type category. There's even an entire ability, Soundproof, dedicated to blocking them. The sound type would finally give a proper home to Pokémon and moves built on auditory power. Think about it. The Whismurline, Loudred, and Exploud are literally walking speaker systems, yet they're just normal. Chatot, with its musical note head and its signature move Chatter, is another obvious fit. And then there's Meloetta, a mythical Pokémon whose entire gimmick is song and dance. It feels like a placeholder is finally being filled. But how would it actually work in battle? Offensively, the logic follows some cool real-world physics. Sound could be super effective against steel, as intense vibrations can shatter metal. It could also be strong against Psychic, since loud, disruptive noises are perfect for breaking concentration. Some fans even argue it should be super effective against water because sound travels faster and more powerfully through liquid. Imagine Exploud becoming a genuine threat to bulky water types. Defensively, it would likely be resisted by grass, since forests naturally muffle sound waves. And in a creative twist to empower an underrated type, some theorize a weakness to bug, based on the idea that many insects are immune to or can't be detected by sonar. And the best part? The makeovers. The Exploud line would almost certainly become pure sound type. Kricketune could become a bug sound composer. The iconic Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff might be reimagined as fairy sound, finally giving their lullabies a same type attack bonus. Even Seismitoad, the vibration Pokémon, makes a strong case for a water sound typing. Imagine new moves like Sonic Shatter, a steel-breaking attack that also destroys barriers, or a status move called Deafening Silence that stops the opponent from using their own sound attacks. The potential is enormous, and it feels like such a natural next step. Alright, if you're enjoying this Pokémon theory crafting, do me a solid and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and tells me you want more deep dives like this. Now, let's go from the audible to the astronomical. While the sound type feels like an overdue fix, our next idea feels like a grand new adventure, the cosmic type. For years, Pokémon with extraterrestrial or celestial origins have been shoehorned into the psychic type, and it just feels like a huge missed opportunity. Deoxys, an alien virus from space? Psychic. The Clefable line, said to have come from the moon? Fairy, but with purely cosmic lore. And what about Solgaleo and Lunala, the literal mascots for Sun and Moon? They are the Sun-A and Moon-A Pokémon, yet they're Psychic Steel and Psychic Ghost. The cosmic type would finally give these Pokémon a home that fits their story, covering everything from aliens and celestial bodies to the fabric of space-time itself. So, how would it slot into the type chart? This is where it gets strategic. A new type should ideally help balance the meta, and Steel and Fairy are widely considered two of the most powerful types. A popular theory suggests Cosmic could be super effective against both. The logic? Alien power or the laws of the universe would shred earthly steel and overwhelm fairy magic. This would be a massive shakeup, giving us a much-needed check for the meta's biggest bullies. As for its weaknesses, one compelling theory is a weakness to poison, a nod to H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds, where invading aliens were defeated by common earthly microbes. Another idea is a weakness to bug types, inspired by extremophiles, like tardigrades, that can survive the vacuum of space. This would be another fantastic buff for the bug type. And the retypes? The list is legendary. Solgaleo and Lunala are prime candidates to become Cosmic Steel and Cosmic Ghost. Their pre-evolutions, Cosmog and Cosmoem, are no-brainers. The Clefairy line could become Fairy Cosmic, and Minior, the Meteor Pokémon, would be a perfect Rock Cosmic type. The new moves could be insane. Gravity Well to trap opponents, or Meteor Shower, a multi-hit attack that never misses. This type wouldn't just be a new label, it would open up a whole new universe of strategy. For our final idea, let's move from the cosmos to the circuit board with the tech type. Sometimes called cyber or digital, this type would represent the rise of AI, robotics, and man-made Pokémon. Just like our other examples, countless Pokémon are forced into other types. Porygon is the poster child. It's literally made of code, but it's a normal type. Magearna, an artificial Pokémon, is Steel/Fairy. Genesect, a prehistoric bug weaponized by Team Plasma, is Bug Steel. And all the future Paradox Pokémon from Violet, like Iron Valiant and Iron Hands, are clearly robots but have other type combos. A tech type would give these Pokémon a unified identity, symbolizing humanity's impact on the Pokémon world. So, where would it fit? Logically, tech would be weak to water. You don't mix water and electronics. It could also be weak to fighting, representing brute force smashing machinery, and maybe even electric, representing a power surge. Offensively, tech could be super effective against Fairy, with modern invention overcoming ancient magic. It could also be strong against Psychic, as a machine's cold logic disrupts a biological mind's focus. Some even suggest it would be strong against the Cosmic type, pitting advanced human tech against aliens in a classic sci-fi showdown. When it comes to retyping, the Porygon line is the obvious choice for a pure tech typing. Klinklang, the Gear Pokémon, could easily become Tech Steel. The future Paradox Pokémon could all gain tech as a primary or secondary typing, making them feel way more cohesive. Even Rotom, while known for possessing appliances, could easily be an electric tech type. New moves like System Crash to lower an opponent's special stats or Firewall to block status conditions would introduce a whole new style of strategic, computer-like battling. So there you have it, 3 of the community's biggest ideas for a new Pokémon type. The Sound type, a logical fix that's long overdue. The Cosmic type, an epic addition to expand the lore. And the Tech type, a modern concept reflecting the changing world of Pokémon itself. Each one would completely shatter the current meta and give dozens of classic Pokémon a fresh coat of paint. The Fairy type proved that Game Freak is willing to make bold moves, and after more than a decade, it feels like we're due for another one. But this is where I loop you in. Which of these 3 types would you want to see most? Or do you have an even better idea for a new type? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. I read every single one, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure into the world of Pokémon. Until next time, keep on theorizing.